Welcome to my channel Daily Bulletin News. Kate and Abe make drastic changes to Body and Soul due to Hattie and Bonnie's feud. On the set of Body and Soul, Chanel and Alex's characters, Faith and Arrow, are in bed about to make love for the first time. Johnny yells cut, but they don't stop. Johnny then wakes up from his nightmare, looks over, and Chanel is not in bed next to him. Chanel shows up at her mother's house clearly exhausted. She asks to use her mother's shower, as her husband is crazy jealous of Alex and she isn't putting up with it. They sit down, and Chanel tells her mother all about Johnny's issue with her and Alex's past, the photo shoot, and the sex scene they have to shoot. She feels Johnny doesn't trust her. Paulina admits she sees Johnny's side and doesn't blame him for being jealous. Chanel says Johnny urged her to take this job, and that's all it is, a job. Johnny shows up knocking on Paulina's door, and Chanel answers it. Johnny can't believe they had one fight and she moved out. Chanel says she just came here for a shower and thought they could use some space. Johnny tells Chanel that she was right last night, and he overreacted. He says he lost it when the photoshoot brought up all sorts of stuff for him, but he really is sorry. She forgives him as long as he promises not to freak out again. She also lets him know that she and Alex will talk to Abe and Kate, as they think it's too early for a sex scene between their character, so he won't be directing them in one anytime soon. Later, after Chanel leaves, Paulina talks with Johnny. She understands why he was jealous. Johnny says the feelings took him by surprise, and he thought he'd be cool with Chanel and Alex working together, until he wasn't. Paulina reminds him that he's the one Chanel married and loves, so be secure knowing that. Alex arrives at Stephanie's place, and she flashes to her steamy dream about him. He brought her coffee to apologize for keeping her up so late, and he admits he spent the night stressing about the show. He came by for advice on how to tell the producers he feels they are making a mistake. He explains his and Chanel's characters are shooting their first sex scenes, which he feels is way too fast, given they are supposed to go from enemies to lovers. He says Chanel agrees with him. Stephanie suggests they talk to their producers together. Alex shoots Chanel a text about her suggestion. Stephanie then gets a call from Jada, who tells her the truth about Bobby Everett's death. She's stunned and tells Alex that Jada just told her Everett was murdered by Connie. She cries that she invited that monster Connie to his funeral, and every time she thinks she's healing, she loses him all over again. Alex comforts her and tells her how sorry he is and wipes away her tears. She tells him she's sorry for dropping this on him and that he should go as he has to talk to Kate. He asks if she'll be fine, and she says she will and appreciates him being here for her. He tells her to call him anytime she needs him, and he'll see her on set. Alex takes off. Stephanie stops by Paulina's place to give her the bios of the members of her new housing task force. Paulina thought she asked for these a while ago. Stephanie says she did, but it's been a tough few weeks, and she's been busy with Body and Soul. Paulina gives her a pass since it's for her husband's show. They both discuss Chanel and Alex's issue with the love scene, and Stephanie says Alex doesn't want to do it and will talk to Kate about it. In the Body and Soul office, Kate and Abe discuss their first day of shooting. Kate says Kayla has given them permission to use the hospital as a set. Unfortunately, Abe has bad news. Abe says Hattie told her either Bonnie goes or she does. Kate was afraid this would happen. Abe says they have to fire one or the other. Abe says Hattie is the show's star and holding all the cards, but Kate wonders if she's just his favorite character. He admits Miss Delacroix holds a special place in his heart, and the audience loves her. Kate says Cassandra is popular, too. Abe knows the fans love it when their characters spar. However, Hattie is threatening to quit, and Kate knows it makes more sense to fire Bonnie. She thinks they both could make a mess of things on the first day of taping. Kate plays devil's advocate and suggests that giving in to Hattie's demand could set a dangerous precedent. She also suggests how long it will be before Hattie has another demand, and then the other actors follow suit. Abe gets her point. Later, Abe is gone when Alex shows up. He tells Kate that he and Chanel feel the love scene for his and Chanel's characters is rushed. Kate thinks this is about their past fling, but he insists it is too early for star-crossed lovers to start the show having sex. He thinks it's better to make the viewers wait, give them a reason to keep watching. Chanel arrives and is a bit miffed that Alex started without her but is brought up to speed on what she missed. Chanel asks Kate if she sees their point. Later, Johnny finds Alex and Chanel alone in the office and asks if the scene is off. Chanel says it's not. Kate was only reminded of the sparks between them when they argue, so it's still on. Bonnie bangs on Leo's door at the Salem Inn, and barges in after he opens the door demanding the pink pages she asked for. She refuses to do the new scenes with Hattie. Leo reveals he didn't change any of the scenes she had problems with. He tells her to be a professional and be happy to be a working actor. Bonnie guesses his drag race buddy Hattie got to him. Leo explains it was Abe who told him not to make the changes. She tells him that doesn't work for her. Leo reminds her they are under the gun and must tape an entire show in one day. Bonnie knows how this industry works as she has a subscription to Soap Opera Digest. Leo wishes Johnny did, as he doesn't seem to get that hot young characters on soaps have hot sex. Bonnie feels for Johnny and understands his jealousy, but she is focused on protecting her character, Cassandra, and doesn't want her to be humiliated by Charlemagne. Leo tells her to take it up with Abe and Kate and pushes her out so he can rest. Bonnie enters, and Hattie gets in her face. She asks what she's doing here. Bonnie reminds her that she works on this set as well. Hattie responds, "I don't think so, as you were supposed to be fired." Bonnie can't believe Hattie went behind her back to get her fired. Hattie says she makes her crazy, and she's not being a team player and doing what she's told. Bonnie and Hattie begin throwing insults at one another until Roman butts in and tells them to drop their egos and be professionals. Hattie and Bonnie can't stop insulting one another, and Roman calls them both foolish. He tells them they are lucky to be leads on a TV show and how many struggling actors would love to be where they are now. He also points out that Abe and Kate risked a lot to revive this show, and they will derail this project with their ultimatums. He orders them to shake hands and make this work. Bonnie spits in her hand and extends it, which grosses Hattie out. She can't bring herself to shake and says, "Pineview isn't big enough for both of us." Kate and Abe run into one another in the square on the way to the set. Kate says she just put out one fire with Chanel and Alex, and Abe says Leo is delivering Bonnie's pink pages as they speak. Stay tuned and subscribe the channel.